Do you know the new extreme sport Hangar Surfing that we came up with in Star Citizen? Now that the Idris is here, let me tell you guys, this is hilariously fun and also a little dangerous. And what's the danger about it? I'll show you in a minute. But let me first show you something that I figured out while we're about to meet here. And that was how easy it is to destroy turrets in Star Citizen when you have the Idris with that front laser. It is crazy. Even those size 5 attritions there, they don't really do anything about my shields. And that laser just connects with a turret for like a second or two, and it's gone. I didn't even understand that the turret was already gone because I kept, having the beam going on. But it's so quick how the turrets are destroyed, and they can barely do anything about you. So the Idris is really easy mode anything against turrets. If you're like doing bunker missions, or something like this, you just fly over with that Idris and you're gonna completely steamroll those turrets, no problem. Then you land, you go out, and you do your thing. Of course, your Idris is not very well protected in that time, but you could close the hangar, right? So anyways, let's go to the actual topic that I wanted to show you. It's the Hangar Surfing. That's what I've called it, okay? I feel like it's a very fitting name. And what you need to do is you park Idrises with the bottoms against each other in a reversed formation, just like this, okay? And I'm doing this right here with you. We even have different skins, so you can very well see where one Idris begins and where the other ends. So we're about to make that gap disappear. You see, holding F4, going forward with the mouse key, with the arrow keys, will allow you to go even closer to anything. And I'm placing these two bottom hangars. They're meant for the MPUV tractor, and I'm placing them together exactly so that there is basically no room between the two ships anymore. And now it's like fused two Idrises together. And now I'm getting up. By the way, do you notice how quickly he gets up from that chair? If you ever flew Taurus, for example, or Andromeda, you know how quick that is, because he's taking forever on that ship. But yeah, so those are now the two open hangars. My friends are standing on the other side, looking over. And here comes the fun part, because you know that we have a force field, and past the force field is the gravity reverse. So if you go inside the ship, it is gravity for this ship. Other side is the gravity for the other ship that is turned upside down. So you basically have an endless fall. If you could just make it so that you don't ever go to the edge of the force field, then you would basically endlessly fall. And that is hilarious. We were having such a fun time doing this. But again, there is a danger to it, and I'll show you in a second what can go wrong, okay? So I'll tell you what you need to think about, because one of my friends just disappeared. You see, he's gone. There was 3 guys, and now there's only 2. What happened to the other guy? I'll show you in a second, because the same thing is going to happen to me just in a second, okay? So we're jumping, and whoop, and sing, reverse, and reverse, and reverse. The constant forever falling. I can't just make it forever. Maybe you guys have to do it better than me, because I try to do it forever, but I always end up falling outside of the hangar place. Somehow I was unable to find that perfect sweet spot where I would just fall forever, up, down, up, down, up, down. But what can go wrong, you'll see in a moment, when we go too high. Boop. That's what happens. We get stuck in the roof part of one of the Idrises. It could happen to either one of them, and this was my own Idris in which I'm now sitting in the hangar deck. We fly too high, stuck inside the hangar deck, and that same thing happened not just to me but to my friend, which tells us one thing: this is a regular going to happen thing to you. So if this happens to you, it's going to be really difficult to get out of here, because you can't get out of here unless you kill yourself. If you are located with your medical bed and your respawn point on the Idris, no problem, just kill yourself, right? And you respawn and you're golden. I wasn't located with my spawn here, so in order to save me from this impending doom of forever being stuck here, my friend came up with the idea to bring over a Fury. Because if I could just interact with that pilot seat, right, I would snap through the wall and basically teleport almost into the pilot seat, from where I could then step out of the vehicle and I would be basically fine. So we tried it in 2 different angles. Once landing the Fury regularly and then landing the Fury on top of the weapons. Both of it didn't work. However, we had one more ace up our sleeves, and that was the Dragonfly. And on the tractor beam, he held it and turned it around so that the seat would come as close to me as possible. And I was just spamming the F button right here like crazy. And eventually, I actually ended up snapping through the ground onto the ship, or onto the seat of the Dragonfly, from where then he could just turn around the ship, or I keep saying ship, the bike, and I could get off it, and I was safe. Wonderful. So, sorry. But that is Hangar Surfing, my friends. Make sure to try it out. It's hilariously funny. But get yourself one of those salvaged captain's chairs or something ready that you can place on that hangar in case you glitch through the wall, alright? So thanks for watching, catch you in the next video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, my friends. Bye-bye.